help our situation. You know what I mean? We might as well. I mean, we all gonna die. Ain't no way we're gonna avoid it. Even Jesus, everybody following Jesus, even Jesus. Some people call him Jose if you're in Mexico. I call him Jesus. When I was in Mexico, they had named Jesus. They said the name Jose. I said Jesus. Even Jesus died, so we can't avoid it, man. So we might as well do something great. We might as well do something great. What's up, Dorsch Boy, L402 store? Make sure y'all check them out. 62nd and Ames. We might as well do something great. Today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. We might as well do something great, y'all. Do something great in your life. Why they gotta lie at your funeral? You know what I mean? Why they gotta lie at your funeral? You don't want them to lie at your funeral. I've been to some funerals and they be lying, and they know the dude was a menace. Oh yeah, they knew he was a menace, or she didn't take care of her kids, but they lied. What can you say? So let's do something great, y'all. Let's do something great in our life. Everybody, I know the corona, but I'm telling you the reason why the corona is because our life is not in order. Our lives are not in order. We got to get our lives in order. Without a doubt. To me, this is a second chance. I'm not really scared of the corona. I'm not scared of the corona. Death is inevitable. However, I'm taking precautions, y'all. Taking precautions, being wise, wearing masks in public places when I do have to go out, staying clean, washing my hands. You know what I mean? We got to, and then exercise it and watch my diet. We all got to do that. We got to make some sacrifices for self and for our families. We don't have to die, not prematurely. We can sustain our life. My man, Darnell King, going in for I think his 51st surgery. He had 51 surgeries. He don't have no kidneys, man. He got 51 surgeries, and he's still alive. He ain't worried about no corona. He don't got no kidneys. We gotta, man, and it's a sin. It's my man. It's a sin for men to die early. Women, they got longer life expectancy because they make better decisions than men. Men make careless decisions. That's why we're in this trouble we're in now on the political realm. We need more women to run for office. We just need some different decision makers. Women are great decision makers. My mom was a great decision maker. Even though she couldn't read or write, she had the greatest common sense. Great decision maker. She made sure I was able to read or write. Great decision maker. She made sure I was able to graduate from college, even though she didn't have many resources. Great decision maker. We need more women decision makers. We need more mamas making decisions. So Frank Lemire called North Omaha the sleeping giant. Oh yeah, he calls the sleeping giant, and he's right, because we got one of the largest voting block. Obama. Oh yeah, we created history. We won the electoral college vote. You know why? Because we got the largest voting block, and we all voted for Obama. My mama voted for the first time in her life in 2008, for the first time in her whole life, because she picked cotton for y'all. She couldn't. Oh yeah, they wouldn't let her vote. And y'all Negroes, y'all next day Negroes, y'all new massa Negroes out here telling people don't vote, or you don't vote. But your ancestor, your grandmother, your grandfather, the ones that actually picked cotton, the one that wanted to make decisions for themselves but couldn't or wasn't allowed to make decisions for themselves, but you get to make decisions for yourself and you squander that decision. You allow someone else to make that decision for you. Oh yeah, I got a couple of friends of mine that don't vote, and you know what I call them? I call them Negro. I love them; they're great men, but I'm letting them know you're gonna allow someone else make decisions for you. Really? When they are moving on their agenda, which is opposite from our agenda. Look at North Omaha. So today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. So I was going to expose the politicians who haven't, or I mean, who haven't paid for y'all vote, who haven't lobbied for y'all vote. So I got a call yesterday from the Biden campaign. They're gonna give us some love. Oh, you should be hearing that ad today. Biden step up. Miss Harris. That's all who stepped up. Now I did get a call from some other businesses besides politics. Shouts out to y'all too. Actually putting your money where your mouth is. So Biden, Harris campaign, you should be hearing some ads from them. So thank you. But we on the front line of this business, man. We're the front line business when it comes to communication, when it comes to politics. How they gonna know? How you gonna know who's running? So we're gonna do a prior recap of some of the candidates. Probably bring Terrell McKinney back in. Brother Conley, we did a debate a few weeks ago with those two candidates. Hopefully, you guys had a chance to check them out. We'll bring them back in. Senator Chambers was in here earlier this week. You know, he's 83. He did 20 push-ups. I matched him. You know what I mean? Senator Chambers, 83, running up on God's level, 20 stairs up, and he came up, did 20 push-ups. 83 doing 20 push-ups. And then we got Muggs that's 50 that can't even do 5. Senator Chambers doing it's 83 years old and still moving around with his mask. He ain't worried. He's still legislating. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Those that actually truly work for the people, that is godlike, that is like, oh, I ain't not worried. Senator Chambers 83, and we got these Negro preachers in the basement videotaping. Oh, we scared. We got the corona. Man, I will be showing out for God right now. I'll be showing out for God right now. I'll be the top minister right now, talking big God stuff. God's on earth, God here. I don't know what y'all preaching, but right now, or teaching, but right now, this is crunch time, baby. This is crunch time. People are dying for real. This is crunch time. I guess my homeboys, they call me Reverend New Hope. My homeboy called me Reverend New Hope because I went to Greater New Hope Baptist Church. That's where I was reared at under, oh yeah, Reverend Kelly. 30th in Hamilton. We bout it, baby. So that's where I learned my ethics, my spiritual ethics. My neighborly ethics was learned in Hilltop Projects, baby. These are things that will allow me to survive as a black man. It's tough being a black man. No one knows what it's like to be a black man. I know y'all want to pretend. Everybody want to pretend to be someone else, but be yourself. And I know it's doubly tough being a black woman because of y'all sex appeal. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Today is Tell True Tuesday, y'all. And I'm trying to wake up this sleeping giant, which is North Omaha. Oh, yes, North Omaha, the sleeping giant. If we voted, you know what I mean? If we voted as one, if everybody moved to independent, right? Conceptualize, walk with me through this. Walk with me on this one. Visualize with me, all right? Now, this is our history, right? Now, don't get mad at me because I know history. Shouts out to Middle Lutheran College. I brags off my education. I know history. So most of y'all, as Kanye West said, that y'all haven't left the plantation because y'all all Democrats. Now the original plantation owners are all Democrats. Yes, 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 yes. Don't get mad at me. That's the history. I know they don't got it in the books, but that's the history. So, and I'm part of the Democratic Party. I know they don't like me, but that's all right. I loves me. Without a doubt. So the Democratic Party is the original slave party. The Free Party was that most of the people that tried to free us, the whites that tried to free us, were Republicans. Now, we were Republicans all the way up until my cousin came along. You know who my cousin is? My family member? What's my last name? Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. came along and negotiated with, Kennedy and Johnson and them. And most black people switched to Democrat because of Kennedy and his policies for towards black folks. Johnson and those guys. So most black people during integration switched from being Republican to Democrat because of the policies of Kennedy. I'll be right back. Hold on one second.
No subs, better say it to me. I swing at your head, knock you right off your feet. They want to freestyle, but my style ain't free. Better pay up, man, small city, big dreams.
Midwest, but it feel like the West Coast. If you feel good, get down on the dance floor. A man keep the bag in my left coast. Ladies, it's a jam, work it out, we gon' get thrown. Midwest, but it feel like the West Coast. If you feel good, get down on the dance floor. I'm the man, keep the bag in my left coast. Ladies, it's a jam, work it out, we gon' get thrown.
O-Town, but 106 out in Bellevue. All the folks love my hits on the north side. No, I love Timeout Chicken with a high voice trip. If your clothes is ripped, throw it up though. I'ma throw 10 get crump. At the end of the night, hit the taco truck. Send a chick.
All right, so I got the guests in the house. So, like I said, back in the 60s.
Because I'm too grown and I'm in my.
We'll turn it off. Okay, here we go. But back in the 60s, we were, the slave party was the Democratic Party. And when my cousin came along, the King, Martin Luther King, we transitioned from Republican Party to Democratic Party because of the policies of Kennedy. And so we've been Democratic ever since. All right. So let's understand the history of politics in America first. Before then, we could vote, but there's a lot of Jim Crow laws, which put barriers for us to vote. So now, speed up to today. There's a Trump rally today. And we can vote today. And you know why we can vote? And everybody mad at Trump, but we can vote today. You know why? It's because of what our grandfathers and grandmother's sacrifices. That's why we can vote. So I think the those amendments didn't happen until like 1965. The Voting Act and all these amendments. Excuse me. So if you're under 60, you have the freedoms of our past generation, like our mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. And so we are the sleeping giant, y'all. We have to participate in the process in order to change our current situation. We got a guest in the house. I'm gonna take a musical break, and then we're gonna get him set up. We got Dr. Brown in the house from Creighton University. We're gonna be talking about some health. Oh yeah, in this coronavirus, and doctors up there. He's like Senator Chambers, still working. Senator Chambers 83. I don't know if doctor gonna do 20 push-ups, but Senator Chambers came and did 20 push-ups up here. And I challenge everybody. I don't care who they are. I don't care how old you are, 18 or 83. You come up on God's level, you get the challenge. So I don't know. I'm challenging the doctor right now too. So I don't think the doctor can do 20 push-ups. Senator Chambers set the bar high. Being 83, he set the bar high doing 20 push-ups. Now, Dr. Brown always talking about if you don't move, you got sweat. And he got a little swag. He gonna bring it out. He's a musician. They got that little swag and stuff. So if you don't move, you're gonna die. And that's basically what he said. To sum it up. But I'm gonna let him give you the 411. Let me take a musical break real quick. We're gonna go back with my man Kenny Barr since I shut it down early. Boss with me.
402, know we gon' get down. Link town to the old town, gon' get down. Everybody in the party, yeah, gon' get down. Small city, yeah, we gon' get down. 402, know we gon' get down. Link town to the old town, gon' get down. Everybody in the party, yeah, gon' get down. I like Small that. City, yeah, we gon' get down. I just wanna hit the link town with my AC on. Where these cats get upset, they ex call my phone. I don't care now, I'ma hit the strip by 10. Where they know me by face, so I'm gon' get in. What is info? I'ma get the hen on ice. I'm not too short, I'm a player for life. When they see me round town, they all know my name. I got a gold wristwatch, I don't wear no rings. But I'm big ballin' from Lincoln to Bronx. And they love small city, all the haters adore us. I'm telling out the show to end up at apartments. I'm pulling out the Jimmy, I don't need me a daughter. Oh Lordy, I mention so often. Drop the mixtape, so really I'm on it. In the town, though I get down. If that's your broad trust, don't bring her around me. But this, that.
Midwest, but it feel like the West Coast. If you feel good, get down on the dance floor. I'm the man, keep the bag in my left coast. Ladies, it's your jam, work it out, we gon' get through. Midwest, but it feel like the West Coast. If you feel good, get down on the dance floor. I'm the man, keep the bag in my left coast. Ladies, it's your jam, work it out, we gon' get through.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to live it up. Kick it with homies, mess around and hit the club. Yeah, and I deserve to have fun, cause I struggled so hard back when life was feeling rough. And now I got a son. These days I know my legacy is gonna carry on forever. She said, you ain't giving me enough, so I left that chick right after I got the girl, get the heck off me. I gave you my heart, and so now you just lost me. I let my soul speak every time on the beat. I hear all you rappers and I don't believe. Don't tweet no subs, better say it to me. I swing at your head, knock you right off your feet. They want to freestyle, but my style ain't free. Better pay up, man, small city, big dreams.
Midwest, but it feel like the West Coast. If you feel good, get down on the dance floor. I'm the man, keep the bag in my left coast. Ladies, it's your jam, work it out, we gon' get through. Midwest, but it feel like the West Coast. If you feel good, get down on the dance floor. I'm the man, keep the bag in my left coast. Ladies, it's your jam, work it out, we gon' get through.
Old Town, but 106 out in Bellevue. All the folks love my hits. On the north side, know I love timeout chicken. With a high voice trip if your clothes is ripped. But what up though? I'ma throw 10 get crump. At the end of the night, hit the taco truck. Seen a chick from my past. I've been trying to. If you ain't trying to get down, sit your ass at home because I'm too gone and I'm in my zone. Only here for the night, shorty, what you own. Pop said get around, so that's what I'm doing. And I stay well connected. Let's get congruent. Put your hands to the sky if you feel the vibe. Set a chick to your left and we set tonight. Where you rap, where you from, it's the best of vibes. All the hating is dead, we the best alive.
Midwest, but it feel like the West Coast. If you feel good, get down on the dance floor. I'm the man, keep the bag in my left coast. Ladies, it's your jam, work it out, we gon' get through. Midwest, but it feel like the West Coast. If you feel good, get down on the dance floor. I'm the man, keep the bag in my left coast. Ladies, it's your jam, work it out, we gon' get through. Midwest, but it feel like the West Coast. If you feel good, get down on the dance floor. I'm the man, keep the bag.
All right, all right. Omaha, the burbs, the bluffs. We got a guest in the house right down the street on 24th Street. You know, he comes straight down from 24th Street. Is that where you located at?
Yeah, that's partially where I'm located.
Okay, okay, okay. He's from Central 24th Street, down by Creighton. Omaha, we got a very special guest in the house. Been in the community for a while, you know, doing, you know, doctor things. You know, when you get a doctor in front of your name, you do doctor things. Ain't that right?
You got to.
Okay, all right, that's what I thought. So I like calling us doctor when they do doctor things. You know, they sacrifice in order to bring us to 411, without a doubt. And so, you know how these stars are, Omaha. They got their own nouns, verbs, adjectives, prepositional phrases, all your some predicates. We're gonna let him introduce himself, and then we're gonna get right into the dialogue because, you know, as I was talking earlier, people are dying from this disease, corona, and we want to be proactive on how to stay alive, right, Doc?
Absolutely.
So how you doing there? Let people know who you are and who you represent, and we can continue from there.
Okay, I'm Dr. Richard Brown. I'm representing Creighton University. The Creighton University COVID-19 project is
Okay.
what is going on right now, which should be on the minds of everybody in addition to the election season. You know, we're in COVID season now. We're in flu season now. We're in election season now.
Right.
And we're in the holiday season.
Right.
Okay, so election season, you got to vote. Flu season, get the shot. COVID season, stay away from people and be safe.
Right.
Holiday season, you need to stay home again and distance
Right.
properly.
Okay.
So those are the 4 seasons we're in.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, people way out in West, they in the fire season. They got all kinds so let me tell you something. The population on this planet is going through it. It is serious.
Right.
Depending on what your faith is, messages are being brought to us that you have not heard before. This is serious business.
Without a doubt. That's why I said that the preacher game, I'll be the top preacher right now because I'll represent God. But let's get back to Creighton because you guys got a particular program that you guys initiated in response to Corona. You guys had a proactive response versus a reactive response. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Okay, we received a small grant from the Douglas County Health Department. And the purpose of this particular grant is to provide information and education to the minority population in Omaha.
Okay.
That includes the African American population as well as the Hispanic population.
Okay.
And our entire purpose and mission is to make sure that we understand what this virus is all about and make sure that the population that we represent and serve knows what the rules are and follows all of the health safety plans, and that we keep talking about it as much as we possibly can. Now, we've trained about 48 community health advisors.
Okay.
And they're spread throughout Omaha, but they're essentially located with the churches. We have 12 churches that has at least about 2 ambassadors each, and they've been well trained not only on the coronavirus, but they've also been trained on chronic diseases because they came from the REACH program. Okay. We also have public housing representatives as well, and so we've got ambassadors there too. Our focus is to focus on the vulnerable population, the African American and Hispanic population, who do not have necessarily mainstream access to information. I mean, some people at certain levels don't have computers. Right. They may not even have cell phones.
Right.
And so we're trying to get to those who are most vulnerable. And again, we've developed some messages. We've got various outlets that we're using, such as yourself and your radio station. We've done commercials. We've got newsletters. We got pamphlets. We got brochures. And we're developing a CD, which would be sort of a rap CD, slow jam, gospel, like we did with REACH program. So we're using all avenues that we possibly can to get it the message to the population that we believe needs to have this, and that is most vulnerable during this pandemic.
Now, these ambassadors, what are their particular goal or objective throughout the community?
Well, they're community health workers. They're people at the level beyond where doctors and nurses and commentators and governors and politicians, all of those are in a particular group and they're at a particular level. We're talking about grassroots people who are in touch with their friends, their relatives, their neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And so we made sure we trained them to have the knowledge and information as strong as those other people that are sort of speaking to it
Mm-hmm.
from, those other levels.
Right. So they actually are touching people. They actually are looking people in the eye and passing on the information, or even passing out literature in the community. So where people gather, like gas stations, et cetera, so that people can see that that literature. Are you guys putting out posters, stuff like that?
Yes, we have several posters, and of course we've created the posters again in the name of getting to the community in terms of rhyme and rap.
Right.
And so our posters, the message always has a rhyme or a rap to it,
Right.
or some rhythm. For example, one of our posters is, "The coronavirus is real. Its only mission is to kill."
Right.
Now we have those posters up everywhere because we want folk to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Its only mission is to kill. It's not here to do anything else. And so, I mean, if you catch this virus, 1 in 10 people will die. Does it sound like I'm trying to scare people? Yes, you should be scared. You should be worried. This virus is real. Its only mission is to kill.
Let me ask you a question. I've been here, and I don't know if you heard this information. There's been some research that people who have O type blood have greater resistance to the virus. Have you heard that information?
Yes, I've heard that information. It was reported a couple of weeks or so ago.
Mm-hmm.
And these are small studies of groups of people. And so the circumstance was such that it just happened to come out like that. A different research might have it come out that says people with type A or type B, depending on the population that's served. So that's not as important as understanding that we need to think about how to prevent this disease, not how we can get around it, so to speak. So type O, type A, type B, all of them can die under the right conditions if you catch this disease.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're gonna study some more on that because I like to get to the researches. Now, who got more O type blood? Is it a particular population that have particular blood types?
I do not have that information.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Cool. Now, who else involved in this mission? I mean, in this campaign.
Well, the Creighton University Center for Health and Health Equity is made up of both academic and community partners.
Okay.
So as I mentioned, there's the churches involved, and there's the public housing involved. Charlesville Health Center is involved as well. The Urban League, again, Hispanic community. So we've had a natural partnership that has been ongoing for about 15 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And about 15 years. And so we've used those natural partners. We had the REACH program, which consists of a lot of different organizations, grassroots organizations that come together to focus on health and healthcare. And so we're utilizing those same individuals as well as gathering additional organizations to get involved with this.
Okay. Can others still get involved? Is it too late?
Oh no, it's never too late to focus on health and health prevention. Health is our wealth. That's the most valuable thing we have. And so it's never too late for anybody to get involved in assisting with keeping our population healthy and alive.
Now, viruses can't be killed. Is that correct?
Yeah, viruses can be killed. That's why we use soap and water and sanitizers. Yeah, viruses can be killed, but viruses are always going to be around, just like
That's what I mean.
bacteria is always going to be around.
That's what I mean. So it can't be killed. I mean, you kill that particular virus, but it's always going to exist in our environment because it's part of nature.
It's part of nature. We have to keep fighting. Every year we fight the flu with a new strain, and even with the coronavirus, even though they get a vaccine, it's going to be good just for that year. Or this is so new, we don't know how long it's going to be good for. It might only be good for 6 months. We're still studying this. So we will continue to have to fight this virus. It is with us. It is among us. Jonas Salk, who's the person that invented the vaccine for polio, he made a phenomenal statement way back when, which kind of brings it to how you have to start thinking. Every living organism on this planet, be it microscopic or organs you can't see, have a right to live, have a drive to live, is being pushed to live, just as humans. We're fighting to live every day. And so it's a constant battle between fighting the viruses, fighting the bacteria, and winning. Right now, we're not winning.
So how do a person win? It's because, to me, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. So the sun comes up every day for a reason, and the moon comes up every night for a reason. For gravity, it's for a reason. And so it's like people made decisions for the body, but not the mind. I mean, all the scientists. I mean, they made decisions for the body, but not the mind. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by the mind, with the depression, the uptick of alcoholism, domestic violence. They want you to stay quarantined, but they didn't focus on the mind, because you cannot separate the mind from the body. And so, and that's why I bring up the point that a virus cannot be killed.
Good point.
So how are we going to live? And what should we be? And you brought the spirituality earlier. What's the future like? If you just said yourself, the virus might mutate in 6 months. We're gonna need another vaccine. We don't know. Still a lot of unknowns.
Exactly. What we do know is that human beings are a phenomenal species on the face of this earth, and we're resilient. And so we must focus on living our best life. We must focus on being as healthy as we possibly can. As you just mentioned, alcohol abuse and other activities that are reckless and risky, we need not be doing. We need to eat properly. We need to get proper rest. We need to get proper exercise and nutrition. And we aren't always focused on that. Now, some countries are doing a little better than us in terms of people surviving the illness, because in some cases they're a little healthier. They're not eating all of the junk that we eat on a daily basis, which compromises our immune system. See, the human body is phenomenal. We have an immune system that is designed to fight off something that comes along into this body that isn't going to help it live, and it's going to threaten its existence. Our immune system, when it sees that, it grabs onto it and it fights it. But it can't fight if it's not strong, and it can't fight as well if not it is I guess healthy is what I want to say,
and infested and with waste. So shouldn't you been a doctor? Shouldn't the discussion, and we got all these, you might be the wrong person to answer this question. We got all these cancer facilities, right? My homeboy died of cancer at 20 something. However, we don't focus on herbicides, pesticides, what's that? GMOs, how they split the grain.
Okay.
So it's insect resistant, or they splice in it so it's seedless, so it's abnormal. And so why are we talking about that? Because I studied biology. I went to Midland College I mean, all y'all with PhDs and all that stuff. To me, y'all wasting time.
See, the New Midland University.
So I got a bachelor's degree, and I put my education against PhDs every day. So everybody with the PhD, they don't want to talk about the herbicides, the pesticides that we put on our food, poison.
Yeah,
poisons every day. Athletes get in trouble for steroids, but we give it to our animals.
Absolutely.
So I mean, why are we talking about that? Why are we on the back end? And because to me, that is ungodlike, really, because our children is going to suffer. That's
exactly.
Like passing a burden on to your children.
Exactly. Well, the short answer to your question is that this country, as great as it's supposed to be, is built upon for-profit and greed. It's built on capitalism and greed. Now, money is very, very important. Money, as far as I'm concerned, is very, very important. It's up there with air and oxygen. You need it to live. But the profit motive in this country outweighs the thinking associated with keeping people healthy. That's why the focus is there, because people make money by selling you food and creating an environment that makes you sick so that you go to the healthcare delivery system, and then you have to pay to get well, to go back out and eat more of the food and participate in more of the environment that makes you sick, that has you to come back into the system so that they make more money. So that's the system that we have. That's the for-profit healthcare delivery system that's been created in this country. And it's not in other countries in certain places, because they value the people and their existence and well-being more than they value the profit motive.
All right. And that's coming from a doctor. And that's why voting is important.
And let me say, I'm a PhD doctor, not a medical doctor. There's some differences there, but the level of education and information is as high and as strong, as important as anyone. And so, again, my background, 40 years I've been in healthcare management all over the country. And so my dad lived in terms of health. His whole life was about health, which is how I got into health. And so there's nothing more important than your health. But the for-profit motive is a real issue.
Well, I value money. I got God, my family, me, and then money. So everybody. So money to me, money is like this. It comes from paper. It has way more value because it produces oxygen. So I rather have it producing oxygen than with y'all little buying y'all little material. So I rather have life than y'all materials, which is death. And so Omaha, we got the Dr. Brown in here. Of course, we're having a candid conversation of what Creighton is doing in the community, the outreach they're doing in regards to coronavirus. There are organizations that are on the proactive side. And doctor have always been here, even with the reach that say, what you say, stay healthy. What's the reach program? You get your little rhyme. If you don't sweat, if you don't move, you're gonna lose, whatever. But you always got your little, your rhythm. But it's always about movement.
Yes,
it's always about getting up and doing something.
Absolutely, the human body is a moving machine. It's supposed to move. If you do not move, it will atrophy. You'll get fat. You'll die simply because the organ doesn't produce and flow blood and oxygen through it. So it is important to move, get exercise every day, eat the proper foods, and there's nothing more important. And this virus has put the spotlight on that. Those that are less healthy have a less chance of surviving, the virus. And so,
right. I think God did say, God, y'all preachers. See, if I was a preacher, I'll be saying, and doctor, I'm not a real preacher, like like a real medical doctor, but they call me Reverend New Hope.
Okay.
They call me Reverend New Hope. But I'm telling y'all, God said, take care of the temple, right? Take care of your body. I don't know if that's in the top 10, I don't know if that's in the 10 Commandments, but that might be number 11. You got to take care of your bodies. I mean, it's our temple. God said we got to take care of our bodies. If you don't, then you will perish early. It's just very simple. God is not really, really hard. It's not really hard.
Right.
It's not really hard.
Let me introduce to your audience some, and others may or may not have heard some of this. But as I mentioned earlier, we put some lyrics together because we believe that we've got to get the attention of folk. We've thought about the fact that we needed to reduce the message down from the complications and down from some of the technical words and information, which is why we put some rap lyrics together. So let me just go through this right quick,
Okay, Doc.
so that your audience will understand and perhaps focus on this. So this is going to be put onto a CD soon, but it goes, Omaha, Omaha, give me your attention, please. There's a vicious virus among us, a ferocious, deadly disease. It jumps from people to people through your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. It's in the east, it's in the west, it's in the north, and in the south. So wash your hands and sanitize as often as you can. Avoid large crowds and wear a mask. Protect your fellow woman and man. Listen, my brothers and sisters, take control of your life. Our entire family matters. Get smart and join the fight. Now, here's the deal. And I'm keeping it real because this is not the flu. Research and science and evidence tell us exactly what we must do. Wash your hands and sanitize as often as you can. Avoid large crowds and wear a mask. Protect your fellow woman and man. Practice physical distancing. Follow science and public health reps. Stop this coronavirus from spreading. Just follow the safety steps. Wash your hands and sanitize as often as you can. Avoid large crowds and wear a mask. Protect your fellow woman and man.
I like
All
that.
right.
That sounds like a love thy neighbor move, without a doubt. That's a love thy neighbor move. Doc, you have always shown that love thy neighbor spirit. When you ran Charles Drew, you have always had that love thy neighbor spirit, even when you're playing the horn. Oh, yeah. Making it sound good. Making it sound good. Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Halloween is coming.
Any advice on Halloween?
Yeah, the general advice is that not just me, but the Center for Disease Control and Prevention says that you should not participate in Halloween trick-or-treating in the traditional way like you used to, with door-to-door candy handing out and all that. Best thing is not to participate, but if you do, you must not take any treats that is not wrapped in paper. And even when you do that and you take it home, you need to probably wipe it down with some sanitation of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
You should not go to haunted houses where people are screaming and hollering and particles are spewed into the air, which can infect you. You should not wear costumes that just have a plastic mask, because that doesn't protect you from the virus. If you wear a costume, it must be a cloth mask worn with that to keep the virus away.
Okay.
And so hay rides is a no-no. Tractor rides is a no-no. And so what some people are doing, though, they're putting treats out by the edge of the yard or at the end of the driveway that, again, are individually wrapped.
Okay.
And maybe even spaced out so kids don't have to touch the same container if you want to do that. Some folk are just staying home watching Halloween movies, and others are hiding candies and treats within their house for the family and doing trick-or-treating that way. So this year, trick-or-treat is more like sick-or-treat. You don't want to get sick just for some treats. So this is sick-or-treat this year, not trick-or-treat.
Okay. Sick-or-treat. I like that. That's doctors. I can't take it, but I'm going to write it down. Sick-or-treat. All right. Doctor said the best. We don't want to do out there sick-treating. There are some sanctioned events that are sanctioned by several organizations where you can drive up and it's safe for everyone. You have to worry about predators. Everyone's gonna be in mask. And so there are sanctioned events. You can find them on Facebook. I know a couple of churches are doing them. There's a couple of other community organizations. Once we get more information, I'll let you guys know the safe sanctioned event. I'm with the doctor. We talked about this last week. We should not be sending our children door to door when we don't know what's on the opposite side of the door. Not only a predator, but you got the corona. And so we don't want to bring that back to your homes indirectly. And we got elderly people at home. Okay. And so doctor said, and I mentioned this, create your own honey house in your house. Put candy throughout your own house. You know, similar what they do with Easter egg honey. You know, people just do it around their houses and stuff like that. And so do it internally in your house, or do something with your family. Like doctor said, it's not trick or treat, it's sick or treat. And we don't want no one to get sick directly or indirectly. Doctor, is there anything else that we didn't discuss?
Well, I have a couple of phone numbers for you.
Okay.
If you want to get in touch with me for information on COVID or flyers, you can call me at 402-306-7158. I'm available 24 hours a day. That phone number actually has been out into this community for nearly 20 years.
20 years. So
you like it was the hotline when I was at Charles Drew, because I wanted people to be in touch with me so that we could make sure that we kept them happy and that we met all their needs. And so that number is still available in this community to reach me for whatever I can do to help this community. The second number is the health department's number, which is 402-444-3400. 444-3400. If you have any information, need any information about COVID, have any questions, please call that number.
Okay. All right. Well, shouts out to Dr. Brown. Dr. Brown, I went to the doctor for the first time, I think probably like 7 years.
Oh, no.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. It's like bittersweet. And I'm fearful because, I want a black doctor, being a black man. And I found one at Charles Drew. Charles Drew, shouts out to Dr. Anderson on Dr. Anderson, right across the street from Metro Community College on 30th and Fort. And Charles Drew, I think that's probably one of your initiatives to put satellite offices all around the community.
Yeah, I was telling somebody just the other day, because I was just down there for the first time at that satellite satellite health center, because I took Dr. Anderson some folders, some posters.
Okay.
And he serves kind of one of our ambassadors. And I looked around and I said, this is one of the things that I was pushing for. And it was one of my ideas when we were talking about spreading out was to put a site right here. And I said, well, here it is. I said, but I'm not looking for credit. I'm not looking for anything other than for me to be able to look and say, it was a good idea, and here it is.
Without a doubt. Things end because there was a beginning, there was a thought, and then it took action. And so sometimes you got to hand off the baton.
Yeah.
And I'm a track star, baby. So we have 4 in the track. You got to hand off the baton so the race can continue. And sometimes you need a teamwork in order to make the dream work. And exactly. So when I was in there, I was so proud. Everybody was professional, and you know what I mean? Because people perceive that black people can't be professional. You know what I mean? We got these self-professional that we gather. No.
It's a myth.
No, man. We got the best treatment. Everything clean. I feel like a king in there, even though I am a king. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So shouts out to Charles Drew. I talked to Kenny the other day, and he was excited. Man, you went to Charles Drew? I said, yeah, man, I went to Charles Drew. Man. Get my health professional, get my checkup on. You know what I mean? So I found me a black doctor. For black men, I want to encourage us because, it's a fear for black men to go to doctor. Doctor got a doctor name. So he ain't afraid that he a doctor. But for us that don't got doctor, we just misters and stuff like that. We got Mr. in front of our name. Then I want to encourage us to go to the doctor. A great story before we leave from our Dulles County Treasurer, John Ewing. John Ewing came to our table one time. I think it was at a women's award show downtown, and he said it's a sin for black men to die early.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we died earlier than any other species on Earth. It is a sin for black men to die early. You know why? Because we cannot provide and protect for our families. It is ordained that we protect it and provide for our families. And the only way to do that is to stay alive. That's why I brought the doctor in here, baby. We got to move. We got to move. Like I said, the virus only mission is to kill. And so if we don't take those precautions to stay alive, that mission will be successful for that virus. And like I said, and I tell everybody, you know, that virus exists. God allowed the virus to exist. So, you know, it's the who's more intelligent right now. This is to me. Humans always think we the baddest because we can move, drive car, fly. But who's in the basement now?
That's
Who
right.
hiding now?
That's right.
You know, who's scared now? So who's more powerful, the virus or man? And so that's the question. That's the question that I'm asking. Who's more intelligent?
Mm-hmm.
And so if we're going to continue to suppress our young men and women who have the intelligence of a Charles Drew, who created great medicine, we have that greatness all over here. Noah is training the future medical professions. They should be doubly funded, triply funded, so we get more blacks to be touched with medical professions. We need more black doctors, doctor. We got to have it.
Absolutely.
We need more black dentists, doctor. And the conversation maybe should be talked about that. You know what I mean? Funding maybe should forget. I know they give $1,000 scholarships at Metro, but maybe they should give out 10,000, 100,000 scholarships to some blacks to go to medical school.
Absolutely. The numbers are decreasing a bit, and we absolutely need more African Americans to go into medical school. And I'm so proud of the fact that at least 2 black doctors came out of the North Omaha area just recently over the last several years, 10 years. And of course, I hired them at Charles Drew Health Center.
Okay.
And that's Dr. Woodard,
okay,
who is doing well. And then there's one other doctor, Monique Tolston.
Okay.
Those 2 ladies came out of Omaha, North Omaha, and became physicians and came back and served the community. And now they're going off to work in other places as well. But you're absolutely right. And let me just say this. I know we're running out of time, but
no, we got some
I'm
time.
glad you went to the doctor. You need to go every year.
Okay.
Once a year. When did you win in October, right? So
no, I went actually a couple weeks ago.
So it was in October. So every October you need to start thinking, okay, gotta go get my annual physical and checkup, because we need to keep you around, brother. You're doing a great job with this radio station, and I'm so proud of what you're doing and the fact that you're giving this community an audience, and that you're spreading the message of knowledge and information, which is going to keep us living longer. And we got to keep you living so you can keep doing the work that you do. So that's my advice to you today, sir.
I appreciate it. You know, my mom always said, bow down to the elders. Oh yeah, without a doubt. I'm telling y'all, for y'all youngins, I'm telling you, you know, it's going to be a day when it's going to be crunch time. You're going to need something done. You don't have the power to get it done because you. But then you pick up the phone call. You pick up the phone and you say, I got to make an elder call. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Boy, when you make an elder call, youngin', I'm telling you, oh, yeah, it is their mission to guide you. You know, sometimes it's knowledge and sometimes it's money. An investment in you. And so when you can make an elder call and the elder could come through, oh my God. So that's why my mama always said, when someone treats you good, you treat them better because you might need them one day. And so everything that I received because of the work I did yesterday, not the work I did today. Mm-hmm. It's how I treated people yesterday, not how people treat people today. And so all my yeses that came today is because of the work I did yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm letting y'all know when you need an elder and make an elder call, and you know elders ooh, my elders come through 100% time. Ooh, when I make an elder call, I got some bad elders. Doctor's one of them. Make things happen. That's why I said we should, obey our elders without a doubt. All right, doctor. Before you get out here, how old are you, doctor?
Oh, I'm 74 years old.
74. Doctor 74. He looking good. Looking good.
And I'm retired, but I'm retired, admired, and can't be fired.
Right.
But I'm still doing work in the community.
But you're still working though. You ain't retired on life.
Well, I ain't working full time anymore. So I'm always stay busy. Always stay on top of trying to keep people healthy.
Okay. So he gonna be like Senator Chambers. He gonna work till he die. Dr. Reverend Reynolds, he was another man. He worked until he died. I'm gonna be like one of y'all men. I ain't gonna retire. I'm gonna keep working and working until I die, y'all. Without a doubt, we're gonna keep working. The working is nonstop. I encourage you, if you're an elder and you say you so-called retired, and you're not working for your community, like Doctor's one of the examples. He retired, but he said, I'm gonna come back. I got a little time for my community. I got a little time. So if you a former teacher, we got plenty of y'all that's black, an elder that's good in reading and writing. And if you're not giving back to our young brothers and sisters that are struggling in these schools, and you're an elder and you say you retired, how can you retire on life? You got your own grandchildren, your own nieces and nephews, your own families. Oh yeah, today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. I gotta step it up, doctor. Doctor, oh man, we gotta stay alive, doctor. We gotta stay alive. We can't separate the mental from the physical. We can't separate the mental from the physical, y'all. And what doctors and I are encouraging you to make better mental decisions for your body. That means exercise, rest, eat good, treat yourself great so you can treat others great. Doctor, so you said you're the veteran, 74. You got you got 19 years on me. Man, I want to live. I want to live a long time. And so how you doing? What do you do? What is your regimen of longevity? Because I want to age in the best health as possible.
Well, exercise is very important. At least 3 times a week until you sweat. Now, during the summer, I can play golf. And so I do that at least 2 times a week, sometimes 3. So that keeps me on a natural exercise regimen without me even having to
exercise.
Exercise. I mean, I'm just going through a normal process of having fun.
Okay, let me ask you a question. When you golf, are you walking then the whole 18, or are you driving some?
Well, let me dispel a myth. So I'm driving in a cart, but there's a lot of walking that's involved, even though you drive a cart from hole to hole.
Yeah, it is.
Now, when I was younger, I used to walk 18 all the time. I used to walk 36 holes. But you have to succumb to your age at some point. And so, riding allows me to have more energy to do some other things.
Okay.
But you do get exercise playing golf, swinging that club and walking from hole to hole. And so there's exercise. People don't think there's exercise, but you sweat.
Oh yeah, I mean,
depending
golfing,
on a given day.
Man, golfing. Yeah. I did 18 holes. Man, I was tired, and I'm athletic. It's you do it. Even though you're driving the cart, you do got to walk over to your doggone ball. But if you hit over here, you got to walk over there. If you hit over, so you do got. There's a lot of walk. Then you walk back to your thing, put your club back in, then get back. There's a lot of movement.
Right.
You get out of your car. I mean, it is a lot of movement.
It's an average of about 3 miles or so, and you spend about 4 hours or so out in the sun. If the sun is shining, which
vitamin
is good
D
for
is
you.
good.
Vitamin D. Now during the winter, it's more of a struggle for me because then you have to do this exercise on the exercise bike and the tread machine, and that's boring to me. But you have to force it. But then sometimes I'll run upstairs from the 3rd floor to the basement, back up a couple of times. Okay, I got it. My heart rate is up and I'm sweating a little bit. So okay, I got it in.
Okay.
But wintertime is a little rough.
Okay.
But during the summer, I recommend people participate in some type of athletic activity that's fun, and then the exercises come,
Really,
naturally. I mean, tennis and bowling and basketball, cutting the grass.
Yeah, yeah.
I tell this story all the time. Where I live, which is in the cul-de-sac, everybody has a riding lawnmower.
Mm-hmm.
I can afford a riding lawnmower if I want to, but I got 2 push mowers. They're self-propelled, but I use that to get my exercise because I do sweat. And I get to put my earphones on and I sing and I push and I sweat. And I've said to some of the neighbors, because some of them tease me, I said, I'm just going to live longer than you. That's all. I'm okay.
It's good, I doubt.
Keep riding.
Man, I love cutting the grass. Man, when my mama was alive, man, she'll call afterwards and, man, you need some water? I said, no, cut this grass. What? I mean, because it's great exercise, and I still do it today because it's great exercise. It's great exercise. You're working from your toes all the way up to your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Especially you got hills, you got to go incline, decline. So you're working on agility, balance. I mean, so
you got it going. You know how it goes.
Yeah, without doubt.
Very good.
I appreciate the little things. Omaha, Nebraska, the Burbs. It is 8:51. Today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Hopefully, we weren't lying. I don't think we were lying. No. So take care of yourself. The corona only mission is to kill, without a doubt. And so no sick of treating. No sick of treating. Make sure you do not trick or treat. Go out there. We call it, doctor says, sick or treat. Make sure you go to sanctioned events. Create something in your own home. Create your own memories in your own home. This is a time, to celebrate. We come into the holiday seasons. It is harder to exercise in the wintertime, but I'm encouraging you guys. Planet Fitness, I don't go to them, but it's only $10 membership. So or your home. They have videos online on YouTube. Y'all watching all this other stuff. So they got all types of, regiments that you can stay busy. All right. Doing simple and regardless if you have a disability or not, because there are exercises for people that have disabilities also. All right.
Look for us on Facebook also.
Okay.
There's always messages on Facebook under the name of Creighton University Coronavirus Project.
Okay.
So thanks for having me on today. Appreciate it.
Doctor, give your numbers out again. How people get in contact with you?
You can get a hold of me at 402-306-7158. And to contact the health department, it's 402-444-3400 if you have any questions about coronavirus.
All right. Let me outro real quick. All right, Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. It is 8:53. Today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. We do things here on purpose. If I got to go through behavioral modification, everybody going through behavioral modification. All right. And so we're just trying to be better people over here. Only way to do it, we got to put it in practice. All the people talking rhetoric and they not doing no action. No, we put it in practice. So that means and these are the things that I learned in Hilltop Project and this is just tough love. It's still love, y'all, but it's tough love. So accept the truth today. Accept constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is criticism that shows that someone loves you. They can see it. They see a better you than you. And so when you get constructive criticism, it's just the truth. It's just to make you better. So let's be more humble and let's keep our ears open to that wisdom. Most of the time coming from the elders because they made those mistakes. All right. Omaha, Nebraska, the Burbs, the Bluffs. We are out of here. Doctor, anything else you got to say?
Stay healthy. Get tested. Follow all the safety rules. Let's stay alive until we get a vaccine. And I wish everyone well. Have a safe holiday.
You taking the vaccine, Doc? You taking the vaccine?
Absolutely. Now we need to make sure it's safe.
Mhm.
I'm going to pay attention to what the scientists say, not what somebody that's a politician might say. But um, with all of the things that people might say about, oh, I don't want to take it, it might not this. Hey, listen, the virus is real. Its only mission is to kill. You don't want to make a mistake of not taking the vaccine and die rather than take the vaccine. If there's some side effects, but you're alive, then you're alive to be with your family and to live life going forward. We wouldn't all be here now if there were not for previous vaccines against various illnesses, polio and smallpox and uh, measles and mumps and all those things that in the early days when we weren't as smart as we knew that the vaccines saved us. And this is the most devastating virus that has come upon the population in our lifetime. And to not take it means that you're gambling with your life, your family's life, and with their future. So once it's safe and lots of people get it and we get studies and research that indicates that it's safe, then you got to take it. I mean, all medicine has some type of side effect. Even aspirin, you can die from taking aspirin,
Mhm.
or Tylenol. And so when you look at the big picture, you got to take it because otherwise, there is no otherwise.
Yeah, and it's
And this is the other thing, and I'll say this and I'll go. It's been 8 months now. There's people you have not hugged, you have not kissed, you have not squeezed, you have not touched. So when the vaccine come, I think people are going to take it pretty readily because they want to get back to touching other people, to hugging and squeezing and loving on other people. If you get vaccinated and everybody gets vaccinated, you can go back to doing that because that's what people do. That's
Right.
what keep people alive, keep their spirits up and alive too. We need to touch each other. We need to love on each other. And so, for nothing else, to be able to get back to doing that, take the vaccine once it's safe. So yes, that's my answer. Yes, I will take it.
Okay. All right. You heard here from the doctor, and when it's safely, we're gonna follow the doctor and watch him get his vaccine done. Sometimes we need reinforcements. Reinforcement because it is a fear out there, but our goal is to make sure we have the best information so we can make the wisest decision. And so, Dr. Anderson, he tried to convince me to take the flu shot, but I didn't take the flu shot. I'm thinking good, but I'm thinking if they do the corona thing, I'm thinking I might take the corona thing because that's a little bit more
Serious.
it's a little bit more serious. And I don't like taking shots anyway, but this is a little bit more serious, and I want to get back to normal. I do want to get back to normal.
Yeah, and I didn't take the
normal.
flu shot for many, many years. I only started taking the flu shot for about 15 years ago.
Okay.
The older you get, again, as I mentioned earlier, your immune system, deteriorates a bit, and it can't fight off these diseases as it used to be able to. So the older you get, you might want to start taking that flu shot.
Right.
And of course, because we're in the flu season and corona season, flu shot is good to have because it helps you to be stronger and prepared for anything else that comes along. It helps to build up your immune system. And again, this human body is so phenomenal. If you cut your finger in 6 weeks, it'll heal.
Right.
You've seen in the movies where you cut a hand off and the hand grows back.
Right.
Well, we haven't evolved to that yet.
Right.
But the human being could evolve to that. Look where we are now.
Right.
You get injured, cuts, scrapes, 6 weeks, the body heals itself. That's what medicine is about.
Right.
For the most part, it gives you medicine put into your body to give your body and get rid of the pain. It gives your body a chance to heal itself.
Right.
Now, it can only do that if it's healthy and everything is working well and you've taken care of yourself. So anyway,
but that isn't that incredible? Sometimes I ride around my car. I say, God, why do we exist? Why do we don't have to exist? You know, we didn't have to develop into this microorganism that we are. We didn't have to. So why do we exist? And since we exist, I think we should, do the ultimate to take care of our existence.
Absolutely.
Omaha, Nebraska, the birds, the bluffs. Oh, yeah. I'm sitting here talking to Dr. Richard Brown. He's a representative of Creighton University. Oh, yeah. Right down the street, North 24th Street. Without a doubt, got greatness, has greatness. Today, you guys be great. Tell the truth Tuesday. That means you tell the truth, but also you accept the truth. Let's make our lives a little better, y'all. Shouts out to Miss Pastor Cavett. He said Pastor P watching. All right, Pastor P. Thanks for information, Dr. Brown. Shouts out Miss McMorris. He said, all right, Dr. Brown. Miss Clayton said, you on target. Got to be proven safe first. Okay. I think she's with the taking the vaccine. Who else? Good morning. Ready for the truth. Okay. Omaha, Nebraska. We out of here. Boss with us.
It's just a public service announcement.
Are you tired of hearing about the coronavirus? Coronavirus! Well, it's real. I'm telling you, it's real.
Here's what I want you all to do for me. Yo, check this out, man.
Don't panic. If you're sick, stay home. Stay at least 6 feet away from others.
The most dangerous disease.
Coronavirus! Wash your hands frequently and practice good hygiene.
Show these people what time it is, boy.
We can stop the spread of the virus.
Coronavirus! Show me your mouth. Say it. You're contagious.
So stay home, stop the spread, save lives. Most importantly, let's check on our elderly.
Word up, you ain't going out like this.
We're here to keep you informed.
Coronavirus! It's getting real.
In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.
I'm LaVon Stennis Williams. I voted Democrat my entire life, but come November, I'll be voting for my first Republican, Don Bacon. If you look at his record, you'll see he cares. From ushering in legislation for criminal justice reform